Hey, how's it going? 2025 has been a wild ride, from mind-bending stories to jaw-dropping visuals. This year didn't just raise the bar, it obliterated it. In a sea of good games, only a few dared to reach perfection and earned that flawless 10 out of 10. These are the titles that stopped time, redefined genres, and left us speechless. So buckle up, because we're diving into the 15 best perfect 10-10 games of 2025. And trust me, you won't believe what made the list. A door opens, then another, and before you know it, you're trapped in a mansion that rearranges itself every time you blink. Blueprints is a roguelike puzzle adventure that bends logic, time, and reality. Your goal? Find room 46 before the house swallows you whole. Every decision shifts the layout. Every item carries a cost. And every run feels like chasing a secret just out of reach. Critics called it a masterclass in mystery design, and it's currently one of the highest-rated games of 2025. Creepy, clever, and completely original, Blueprints doesn't scream for your attention. It whispers, and somehow that whisper hits harder than most AAA blockbusters. Animal Well doesn't hold your hand. It hands you a candle and lets the darkness speak. This pixel art Metroidvania blew everyone away with how deep, mysterious, and weirdly alive its world feels. No combat, no dialogue, just pure exploration, brain-bending puzzles, and secrets hidden beneath secrets. You're not told what's dangerous. You feel it. Every sound echoes with purpose, every flicker of light reveals something you missed, and when things finally click, that aha moment is unmatched. It's a slow burn, sure, but one that ignites your imagination like nothing else. Animal Well doesn't shout 10 out of 10. It earns it, one quiet revelation at a time. You're not running from monsters, you're driving through them. In Pacific Drive, your only ally is a beat-up station wagon, and the haunted wasteland of the Olympic exclusion zone isn't giving you an inch. This game blends survival, driving sim, and cosmic horror into a bizarrely immersive road trip. You scavenge, upgrade your car, and face anomalies that defy science and logic. It's eerie, it's unpredictable, and it's beautifully bleak. Every storm feels personal, every mile feels earned. And just when you think you've seen it all, this game throws something at you that'll stick in your brain for days. Number 12, let's just say, it broke the internet twice. Style, steel, and a whole lot of slay. Stellar Blade stormed into 2025 with jaw-dropping visuals, razor-sharp combat, and a heroine who doesn't just fight. She dances through danger. You play as Eve, slicing through a post-apocalyptic Earth overrun by grotesque creatures known as natives. The game blends near Automata-style combat with cinematic storytelling and emotional depth that hits harder than expected. Boss fights are brutal, yet elegant. The world, a stunning, desolate masterpiece. And the soundtrack, pure adrenaline. But what elevates it to a 10 out of 10 is how it makes you feel. Empowered, haunted, and completely locked in from start to finish. This isn't just one of the best action games of the year, it's a bold, unforgettable statement. The Arisen returns, and this time, the world refuses to wait. Dragon's Dogma II took the cult classic formula and cranked it into an open-world sandbox that's alive in ways few games dare. You don't just fight monsters, you hunt them with physics-driven chaos, dynamic party AI, and terrain that constantly changes your strategy. Climbing a griffin mid-flight? Possible. Luring a cyclops off a cliff? Even better. Every village has its own rhythms, every encounter is unscripted, and the pawn system? Still one of the most unique takes on companions in modern RPGs. It's messy, ambitious, but also brilliant. A world that feels handcrafted, then lets you tear it apart. This isn't just another Souls-like. Black Myth Wukong is a myth reborn, with style, soul, and a staff that hits like thunder. Based on the Chinese legend Journey to the West, this game drops you into a surreal world of gods, demons, and forgotten magic. Combat is weighty, fluid, and brutally precise. Every swing matters, every dodge counts. But it's the atmosphere that steals the show. Misty bamboo forests, thunderlit mountains, bosses the size of buildings. And underneath all that beauty, a haunting story about identity, fate, and transformation. It's not just a technical marvel, a cultural milestone. In 2025, Black Myth didn't just meet expectations, it shattered them. Warsaw 1905, a city torn between empires and something darker. The Thaumaturge is a turn-based RPG drenched in mysticism, politics, and moral rot. You play as Viktor Shulsky, a man gifted, or cursed, with the power to see and command saluters, supernatural entities born from human flaws. Every dialogue choice ripples, every battle is layered with tactics and temptation. Its hand-painted visuals are stunning, but it's the storytelling that digs deep, touching on trauma, obsession, and legacy. It's like Disco Elysium met Persona, then lit a cigarette in a cursed alley. Critics hailed it as one of the smartest RPGs in years, and believe me, number 8 takes everything weird about this and cranks it to 11. A nun, a devil, and a road trip through the Russian apocalypse. Indika is one of the strangest, boldest, and most thought-provoking games of 2025. You play as Sister Indika, a conflicted nun haunted, literally, by the devil inside her head. What starts as a surreal walking sim spirals into a psychological descent that blends stark humor, Soviet decay, and religious guilt in ways you've never seen before. Gameplay shifts between puzzles, platforming, and narrative, but it's the vibe that hits hardest. Unsettling, funny, tragic, all at once. It's like Inside met a Clockwork Orange, then whispered poetry into your nightmares. A 10 out of 10? For originality alone, absolutely. And wait till you see what number 7 dares to pull off, with no combat at all. Harold Halibut isn't your typical sci-fi adventure. It's a handmade stop-motion world brought to digital life, frame by painstaking frame. Set on a retro-futuristic spaceship submerged beneath an alien ocean, you follow Harold, a soft-spoken lab assistant, through a slow, soulful story about friendship, purpose, and finding color in a life stuck on pause. There's no combat, no grinding, just conversation, exploration, and the quiet magic of being. Every corner feels like a diorama, every character a sculpted soul. It's weird, it's warm, and it's unforgettable. Critics called it an emotional masterpiece wrapped in clay. And if that sounds wild, number 6 is even wilder, because it somehow makes language itself the battlefield. Words are your weapon. Chants of Sennaar throws you into a world divided by language. Literally. Inspired by the Tower of Babel, this brilliant puzzle adventure game asks you to decode multiple lost languages to unite a fragmented society. No combat, no hand-holding, just your wits, your notebook, and an ever-deepening mystery. As you climb the tower, each culture has its own grammar, symbols, and worldview. And the more you learn, the more you realize translation isn't just about words, it's about understanding. Stylish visuals, haunting music, and a narrative that hits way harder than you'd expect. It's a quiet revolution. And yes, it earned every bit of that perfect 10. But number 5? That's where emotions explode, in the most unexpected genre of all. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden is more than a supernatural action RPG. It's an emotional gut punch wrapped in fire and frost. You play as Red, a ghost hunter, and his beloved Antia, who is a ghost. Their bond drives every decision, every battle, every moral line you'll blur or break. The world is cold, haunted, and dripping with consequence. Will you save the living? Or sacrifice them to bring back the one you love? Combat is smooth and impactful, but it's the choices, the heartbreak, that linger long after the credits roll. It's raw, it's beautiful, and it's one of the most human stories of the year. And yet, number 4 proves that even silence can scream louder. After years of silence, it finally arrived, and it was worth the wait. The Last Night is a cinematic platformer drenched in neon rain and existential dread. Every frame looks like a living pixel art painting, but behind the stunning visuals lies a deeply human story about technology, identity, and a future where emotions are the last rebellion. You play as Charlie, a man out of sync in a society that no longer dreams. The world doesn't tell you what's wrong, it shows you through mood, music, and moments that hit without warning. It's not about shooting or jumping, it's about feeling. Critics called it Blade Runner meets Inside, and they weren't exaggerating. The Last Night isn't loud, it's achingly beautiful. Senua's Saga, Hellblade II, drags you back into the fractured mind of a warrior haunted by voices that never stop, and visions that may be more real than the world itself. From its jaw-dropping motion capture to sound design that crawls inside your skull, this game is an audio-visual masterpiece. But beneath the tech lies raw, unfiltered emotion. Senua doesn't fight to save the world, she fights to survive her own. Combat is brutal, intimate, and terrifying. The story? Unrelenting. It's not fun in the traditional sense, it's necessary. A fearless exploration of trauma, strength, and silence. Lies of P was already a surprise hit, but the director's cut? It turned a great Souls-like into a gothic masterpiece. Set in a twisted Belle Epoque nightmare, you play as Pinocchio, yes, that Pinocchio, reimagined as a deadly puppet chasing humanity in a world drowning in lies. Combat is tight, stylish, and punishing, but it's the upgrades here. New storylines, deeper lore, richer environments that elevate it to 10 out of 10 territory. The haunting music, the blood-soaked elegance, the moral system where lies shape your very soul. It's dark, beautiful, and unflinchingly bold. The director's cut doesn't just refine, it redefines what this genre can be. You thought you conquered the lands between. Think again. Night Rain drags you into a darker, crueler world beneath the Erd Tree where shadows rule and mercy is a myth. This isn't just more Elden Ring, it's From Software Unleashed. New regions that twist the laws of reality, new bosses that make Melania look like a warm-up, new lore that rewrites the Golden Order from the ground up. You're not just exploring, you're surviving a myth forged in fire, blood, and forgotten gods. And somehow, despite the weight of impossible expectations, it delivers. This isn't just the best game of 2025, it's a throne of ash crowned by pain. Long live the Night Rain. 15 stories carved into the heart of 2025. Some broke the rules, some rewrote them, but all of them reached perfection. You've been watching PG Game. If you felt something today, drop a comment. If you didn't, watch it again. I'll see you in the next world.